Hi, I'm Merrick D'Amato,
And I'm Classic Gamer.
and welcome back to Let's Play Broken Sword Shadow of the Templars Director's Cut on the PC.
Yes. Yep.
Gotta say, much better cover than the original.
Yeah.
That's the box art's where the superiority ends, of course, but still.
For a room full of junk, that was one very sophisticated lock system. This place was definitely fishy, in more ways than one. The skiff hadn't been touched for years.
Yeah,
I've got an
understandable.
exercise bike just like that. Oops.
Did you see that?
It was
Items
an
now
old shell case,
flash.
probably from the
Yeah.
50s. I knew what I was talking about. I grew up watching war movies. An old shell case. I wondered what that was doing there. I'd wrecked the skiff. Not that it was particularly seaworthy anyway.
Indeed.
Moving the skiff would only damage it more.
It's. How much more damage do you think it can get?
So, a stone
Like,
door.
at
There
this
had
point,
to be a mechanism to
It's
open
so much of it that is broken that fixing it would A, cost more than just buying a new one, and two, would basically be the ship of Theseus. You'd have to replace so much of the boat that wouldn't even be the same boat anymore.
Well, it's funny you say that because where I live, there was a big building that was made. Like it was meant to be a block of flats. So this was back years ago, right?
Right.
So they ran out of money, so they left it as a shell. It was open to the elements for about 12 years. They finished it over COVID. It was dubbed the wine rack, and then they found out. Well, I found out that to take it down would have cost just as much as it had been to put it up. So they just reinforced the concrete, finished it off, and called it the wine rack.
No handle, nothing obvious. But there had to be a way to open it. A rough hole was cut into the pillar. The words Sinister and Dexter were carved on either side. Now any good convent girl like me knows the old Roman for left, right, left, right. But what did it mean here?
Let's put it in the center. That's it. Remember that little thing we got in
Mystery
the
Soul.
apartment earlier?
Carchon's
That's the
stone
answer.
cylinder slotted into
Oh,
the hole.
there's the
with a
subtitles.
satisfying click.
Yeah,
They're at the top.
saw
I just
them
figured
earlier.
they'd be at the bottom because...
No, I saw them earlier, and they're automatic. Do you remember what it was?
A satisfying click told me I turned it to the right position.
Yep.
It felt like tumblers in a safe. Another click. Another step closer.
Look, I'd have already solved this if you didn't have to make a comment about each fucking turn, Nico.
I love the sound of locks clicking open.
Ooh, this is cool.
The cross looked familiar. I'd seen it before. Ut lex vel ut next sumito. To the law or unto death submit. I guess these people didn't believe in liberté, égalité, or fraternité. Yes, I'll admit it. I was a swot at school. I also wore lipstick and the nuns never knew.
Ooh, that's an interesting kind of tie-in to Broken Sword 4, isn't it?
Indeed. Because this is made post Broken Sword 4.
Yes.
This is actually the first thing they had done in about a decade. Almost a decade. Well, no, 5 years. This was 2010, right?
2009, 2010, yeah.
Oh my god.
A
The
year
slot
after
came down with a
2.5.
hell of a force.
Say that again.
A year after 2.5.
With nothing to hold it up, the cross dropped back down again. If I was going to get a closer look at the panel, I'd have to find a way of keeping the cross up.
Fair enough.
So the way you hold, I'm not going to tell you, but the way you
Lifting
do
the
it
cross
is
closed
not
the entrance door
immediately
and
obvious.
Okay.
also opened some kind of stone panel.
So
Ingenious.
I'll see if you can work out it by not saying anything, and then if you get stuck, then
The stone cross was propped up.
well done.
Now I was getting somewhere.
It's the most stable thing I have in my inventory.
Well, I was thinking about the puzzle in a minute, not that particular
Oh,
one.
okay.
A round slot precisely carved into the stonework. I touched the slot. Nothing bad happened, which was good. I've always been attached to my fingers. This slot was designed for something specific. But what?
No?
I know what to I know what to use in that slot. Have we not got in our inventory now that we had had earlier?
What?
What
Oh,
have we
it's the-
not got in our... No, you just used the item a minute ago.
I removed the shell case.
Hmm.
This wouldn't hold the cross up. But I was on the right track. I needed to use something sturdier. This wouldn't hold the cross.
I think it's the thing that we used to get in here.
Yep, you're right. Which I actually forgot about when I
I
played this.
removed the
not
stone
long ago.
cylinder. The artifact slotted into the hole perfectly. Behind the old walls, I could hear some kind of mechanism groaning into life, but whatever had been triggered had now jammed. I removed the shell case. The cross didn't drop back down. Some kind of mechanism was holding it up. A hidden door. This was getting interesting. Shame the mechanism jammed. I was going to have to find a way to prise it open. The gap was too thin for me to get a grip. I needed something thin enough to prise the door open.
Do we have this item?
Yes, we do.
I was going to need something a lot stronger than a hair clip to free the door. The gap was too narrow. I needed something flatter to work into it.
So that's a clue. So you have to try and make the shell casing flatter. In other words, you're on the right idea.
The cross didn't need to be propped up.
So what is there in this room that you could use
The
to
cross
flatten
didn't
the,
drop back down.
the
Some
shell casing?
kind of mechanism was holding it up.
There you go.
I wasn't going to risk damaging the artifact.
Oh, you can't use it on that bit yet because it's not open.
The stone slab
No,
had flattened one end of the shell case.
I think you can pretty much use that on the door that's jammed open. Maybe, I'm not sure. You might have to go through all the motions to.
One
Oh,
way
no,
to
you
find
can't.
out.
Oh no, you can't because the shell case is now bent. So this is right.
I needed a gap for leverage.
Oh, maybe you do then. Can you still use the shell case?
Presumably.
I'm assuming you can. Oh, you can. Okay, my bad.
Well, just using we only flattened one end, right?
Yeah. You are correct, my friend.
I removed the shell case.
Aha!
Another good use for a shell case. Another secret room. Somebody had something to hide. But was it what I was looking for?
I believe there's a light switch on in this room as well.
Wow. Through the darkness, I could see that this was a stateroom. But for what purpose? And how did it tie in with Carchon?
On the other side where you came in is where the light switch is. Yeah, there, I believe.
Amazing! The thing still worked. The room lit up bright as day. It was an old circuit breaker, like something from a Frankenstein movie. Lady Justice stared out from a stone door, which was locked and reinforced with steel bands. A door like that always has something important behind it. I had to find a way to unlock it. A slot next to the safe door. All I had to do was find something to fit into it. It was like being back in kindergarten. All I needed now was a shape that would fit the slot. That wasn't going to help.
You
Okay.
try the key, the safe key. And maybe we haven't got anything yet for that. I believe we come back here later, but I can't remember fully.
Inside the drawer, I found a note written in some kind of code.
Excellent. Decoding stuff is always delightful.
Damn, don't you just hate it when that happens? A photo, long lost, had fallen down the back of the drawer. It was very old, but there was no mistaking the guy in the foreground. Carchon. Behind him were soldiers, a burning village, and a corpse. The photograph was cropped on the right-hand side. Somebody else in the picture obviously didn't want to be in it anymore. I wasn't surprised. This was Africa in the 60s. An uprising was being brutally suppressed. And here was Mr. Media himself, Carchon, doing the suppressing. The photograph was not just powerful evidence. It was also my ticket to one explosive story. But there had to be more for me to discover.
Yeah, so we're finding lots of interesting stuff.
The drawer had come out easily enough, but wouldn't fit back into place. There was nothing else
now have
in
a
the drawer.
nice rack of charges adding up for her.
True.
Trespassing, criminal damage, breaking and entering.
It was pretty clear from the lack of dust that someone had been working very recently at this desk. Oh my God! The sheet was a printout with my personal information. Everything from my favorite food to my waist size. They were right about chocolate, but come on guys, I'm a size 10. There was even a picture of me, taken with a telephoto lens. Carchon wouldn't have taken these pictures himself. This was big and organized. I was part of it, and people were getting murdered.
Now, there's a problem with this.
What?
Tueur déguisé, costume killer, le justicier du XXe siècle. 21e, 21st century. This is Broken Sword 1, right?
Yeah.
1997 is not the 21st century.
This was the article I'd written about the costume killer. My suspicions were right. Carchon had cut it out. 2 businessmen had been killed. One in Italy, one in Japan. In each case, the killer had worn a costume. A penguin, and then a snowman. But that wasn't the only link between the 2 murders. Both the victims had been big media do-gooders, and I proved they were just the opposite. So, how did they fit in with Carchon? The flags had faded, but their message was still pretty clear. Fascist regalia, a message of hate.
What about that message you found in the drawer?
Oh, yes.
It's in the inventory.
Ooh! The substitution cipher. This means that a different symbol has been used to represent each letter of the alphabet. To crack the code, you must correctly match all the symbols.
I think the final letter in the whole thing is X. From memory.
Yeah, that I'm making gibberish. That's not the right one.
So I think the second word on the top line is fall. I'm remembering this a little bit.
Okay, yeah, that seems to work. That fall.
Yeah. So the next word, I do remember some words in this. So the next
No,
word
no.
is...
Please, I don't need any. I don't want any more help.
Okay.
That's got to be a T. No, I don't know if it is. But you probably are an O. Yeah, there we go.
So that word on the second line is follow then.
Exactly. Meaning that's a W. So that means this little doohickey is an H. Just find it here. Is it this?
Yes.
It is. See how this is all falling into place?
Yep. The reason we only have 2 of these though in Nico sections, but it's the second one that I'm stuck on my mobile one. Excuse me. I'm pretty sure where of is that next word is us.
That's what I just figured out, yeah.
Yeah.
It's full. Yeah, that's making more sense.
Yeah, so that that word up top, the second word along from full.
Yeah.
It sounds like report, doesn't it? Does that make sense?
Report to that would make sense. So that makes sense. Makes sense.
No, I remember that word. I do remember that bit. I've never done this without actually looking it up, so this is a new experience.
This I'm pretty sure is a name. Okay, so that means this is a G.
I think
this
that word
is
you're doing.
E together. Yes.
Together, yeah.
Report would be this. This is P.
So
Pierre. That's a I. Okay.
Yeah.
That would be a B. That's an N. That's a D. Pierre, full report to follow, but this is too urgent to wait. Arno and we'll get to that one, both dead. This is not that's a C. Coincidence. Indeed, it seems that all of us who came together in...
Sounds like July to me.
Okay. July are in danger. Take.
You put an X instead of a Y.
What?
July. You put an X
Jokes.
instead of July.
Shoot.
Yeah. Next one along. There you go.
Yeah, take. I want there to be an X so badly. Apparently.
Yeah, look.
Great care. Yeah. And this is an X?
This is an X, yeah.
I had decrypted the note. It read, Pierre, full report to follow. But this is too urgent to wait. Arno and Yamada both dead. This is not a coincidence. Indeed, it seems that all of us who came together in July are in danger. Take great care. X. I wasn't the only one to make the connection between the costume killer murders. I'd been right all along. That was why he had asked to meet me. But what did I know that he didn't? I had enough for a story. An amazing story that was going to make my reputation and blow Conscience to pieces. I needed to get home fast and start typing.
Nico's apartment that evening.
Bonsoir, Collard.
Nico, it's Ronnie.
Hey, Ronnie, you cracked open the champagne yet?
Are you crazy?
What's wrong? Wait a minute. You didn't print it, did you?
Of course I didn't print.
That's the best piece I've written.
The last, as far as I'm concerned.
It's important.
It's suicidal. You can't destroy a national hero.
He deserved it.
His corpse isn't even cold.
Ronnie, 2 hours ago I told you what I'd found. You loved it. You begged me to write it up immediately.
2 hours is a long time in newspapers, Nico.
Someone's got to you, haven't they?
Listen up, Nicole, and listen good. Pierre Carchon had a lot of friends. Powerful friends. For your own sake.
Forget what happened.
You got it. End of conversation. Good night.
This should have been my big break, but I knew there was nowhere else to sell this story. If Ronnie wouldn't print it, nobody would.
Bonsoir, Collard.
Mademoiselle Collard, my name is Plantard. I need to talk to you about your story.
Hey,
your Pierre
Plantard.
Carchon story.
How did you know about that?
There are people out there, madame, who will be very upset by this story.
Oh, really? Well, it's their lucky day. It's been spiked.
Yes, I know. We must meet.
We must?
I have information relating to your costume killer stories. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., Café de la Chandelle Verte, Rue Alain Court. I shall be wearing a grey overcoat. You must talk to no one about this.
You can't tell me what to...
Tomorrow at 8. I'll be waiting.
Fascinating.
People
What do we know that
complain about
happens at
newspaper
8 o'clock
articles all the time,
at
but not
Café de la
usually before
Chandelle
they're
Verte?
printed. I was beginning to feel scared. This guy, Plantard, could I trust him?
Irrelevant.
Should I meet him or forget the whole business? I didn't have an answer.
Café Le Champ. I said Chandelle Verte. That's green sweater. My bad.
I'd only been in Paris for a week, but already I'd fallen in love with the city. My latest discovery was a little cafe, La Chandelle Verte.
Jesus,
I was
what's
pretty
that?
sure the waitress was taking a shine to me. That old Stobart charm, I guess.
Okay, there's some of the classic animation.
Little did I know my reverie was about to be so rudely interrupted.
So just so you know, when you see Nico outside, if you completely ignore her and let her leave the area, you get her number by a different means, and then she's like, "Why are you ringing me?"
As I
So if
picked
you wanna
myself up, I was
look
really
at that,
angry.
you can.
1 minute I'm on vacation, the next minute some clown's blown me up. I knew right away what I was going to do. I was going to find that clown and bring him to justice. Because justice matters. Justice is up there with liberty. And equality. And, fraternity. After all, that's why I'd studied law, wasn't it? Well, that and the money, of course.
Yeah, how's that work out for you, George? So, you may have noticed this is a mixture of classic animation in the cutscenes and their new weird flash animation.
Wrapped around the lamppost was a newspaper.
What the fuck?
The leading article referred to the visit of a Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European
Oh, do
state.
you recognise that person on the left by chance?
Oh, quite a bit.
The column was devoted exclusively to rumor, gossip, and sensationalism.
The leading article referred to the visit of a Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
The column
Rest in
was
peace,
devoted
man.
exclusively to rumor, gossip, and sensationalism. I noticed the writing at the foot of the page. It read, Salah Eddin, 1345. The big story was about the brutal murder of a French media magnate, shot down in cold blood. The guy oozed confidence, like a regular French statesman. The big story was about the brutal murder of a French media magnate. The guy...
So when you talk to the digger, don't give him the newspaper straight away, because you will
Gotcha.
in conversations last
Gotcha.
The big story was about the brutal murder of a French... The
Yes,
guy
you know, George.
Well, I didn't know that this, and this would all be the same thing.
Yeah, true.
Bit lazy, if you ask me.
It was the body of the old man. It was hard to believe I'd seen him alive only minutes before. The sight of the dead guy's staring eyes turned my knees to jelly. I tried not to meet his stare as I searched the dead man's pockets. No wallet, no papers, no credit cards. The guy's past was a blank page. A mysteriously undamaged bottle of spirit stood on the bar. I needed a stiff drink, but I hated the taste of brandy. I needed a stiff...
But this time, we're not a doctor.
No.
The waitress
Or
was
giving her
clearly
alcohol.
suffering from shock.
No.
Oh, my head. Never again. How much vodka did I drink? Oh, no, don't tell me. What is your name, Sherry?
George Stobart, ma'am. You look like you could use a little help.
I could use a little drink. I feel sick, dizzy, and bruised. I don't even remember the party.
Just relax and take it easy. You've been knocked out.
You don't say. What happened?
There's been an explosion. You should try not to move.
Are you a doctor?
No, but I used to play hospitals when I was a kid. Can you remember anything at all?
No. I need a drink. Pour me a brandy.
You could be in shock. No alcohol.
What about the old man? Is he dead?
Yes, he is.
Oh, mon Dieu. I've never seen a real-life corpse before. Except for Grandmaman.
How could a
That was
corpse be
different.
alive?
She was family. Has he gone stiff?
I shouldn't think so. He's only been dead a few minutes.
Look, if you're seeing real live corpses, you got a bigger problem, because that means it's zombies.
Maybe open casket?
Did this newspaper belong to the old gentleman?
I don't know.
Someone has scribbled
No,
a note on
I'm
it.
just...
It
I'm
reads,
talking about the fact that you said a real
1345.
live corpse. It's the word alive
Does that mean
I'm taking
anything to
issue
you?
with.
No, monsieur, nothing.
Because if a corpse is alive, clearly it's either not a corpse or it's a zombie.
True.
Do you remember what happened when the clown entered?
I remember that horrible tune he played all right. It was like a funeral dirge.
No, it
I'd
wasn't.
never liked accordion music either.
You see what I
Did the
mean by
clown
the
speak
Facebook
to the old
expressions?
man?
Yeah.
No, he just laughed at him. Then he grabbed the old man's briefcase and ran out of the door.
Did the old man try to stop the clown?
Oh, he didn't have a chance. The clown dropped his accordion and ran out of the door. That's it. That's all I can remember.
Did you know the old man?
No, monsieur. I never saw him before.
How did the old man behave?
Well, agitated. He kept looking about him at the door, at his watch.
As if he was waiting for someone?
Yes, I suppose so. He was worried about something, that's for sure. If you ask me,
George's
he
mouth
was
is
having
moving,
an
but her
affair.
mouth is
He
not.
had that look about him, like a guilty husband.
Did you see what the old man had in his briefcase?
No, he didn't open it.
What did the old man do when the clown snatched his briefcase?
Nothing. He just sat there like he was frozen.
Stay here, mademoiselle. I'm going to look around for evidence.
Yeah, one thing I didn't actually think about doing was going
Apart
to the
from a
police
bit in the
station,
middle,
showing
the mirror had smashed into
officer the
1,000
newspaper.
pieces. Bad luck for someone. I'd hoped the fact that the mirror was already broken meant I'd escape the bad luck.
Oh, we've seen your future, George. You very much do not. He's less obviously CGI because they're reusing the old model.
The clown had fled into this alley, but there was no sign of him now.
But he is still using a CGI skeleton.
The drain pipe looked as if it would bear my weight. I took a deep breath and prepared to climb the drain pipe. I guess the clown had an escape over the rooftops. It was a battered old trash can. It smelled like someone had dumped a truckload of fish in a locker room on a hot summer afternoon. It was a battered old trash can.
Hey, it sucks.
It was a plastic crate. There was nothing of interest. It was an iron cover concealing the entrance to a drain or sewer. The cover was too heavy and awkward to lift with my bare hands.
Oh.
Freeze! Hold it, right there.
Whoa, don't shoot. I'm innocent. I'm an American.
Can't make up your mind, huh?
I demand to see the American consul.
Drop your weapons and get down on the ground.
Put that thing away, Sergeant Move. I apologize, monsieur, but I cannot permit you to leave.
Am I under arrest?
Ah, no, I would simply like to ask you some questions. En avant, to the café, marche. What a mess. This bombing is an outrage, is it not?
Stop that, monsieur.
Has it occurred to you that he may be dead, Moo?
Oui, monsieur. But I prefer to look on the bright side.
I missed
Besides,
Moo.
I recall a case where the killer escaped by feigning death. However, in this case, the man is quite dead.
Examine the girl and take her statement, if you can. Et maintenant, to business. Your name, please?
George Stobart. I'm from California.
And what brings you to Paris, Monsieur Stobart?
Travel. I'm touring Europe.
You chose well. The city is most beautiful at this time of year, no?
Yeah, I guess so, apart from the bomb blasts.
Were you in the vicinity of the cafe at the time of the explosion?
Yeah, I was sitting out on the sidewalk. I was lucky I wasn't killed. The inspector passed over my remark with no reaction.
Did you see the deceased enter the cafe?
Yes, I did.
Was he alone?
Yeah.
And did he say anything to you?
No. He was more interested in the waitress.
Did you see anyone else in the cafe?
Yeah, there was a guy dressed as a clown. He was carrying an accordion.
An accordion? Bon. The picture is forming in my mind, and it is not a pretty one. Is the girl all right, Moo?
She'll live. She confirms the American statement. A clown with an accordion, no doubt an elaborate and eccentric disguise.
Very well. Eh bien, I have heard enough.
What do you mean?
I am satisfied that you know nothing. You may leave. I hope this little incident does not spoil the rest of your vacation.
It totally will.
What about my personal safety? Can't you at least give me some advice?
What can I say? Stay alert and look out for suspicious characters.
And don't cross
Walk
the
from
road
that
until the little man shows green.
Great advice.
I honestly believe you are in no danger, monsieur. Should you remember anything of importance, please contact me. My card.
You can leave Nico to her own
Thanks.
thing.
That is
or
all.
you can
You
talk
may
to
go.
her.
There's not much to go on, monsieur.
On
you
the
can
surface, no.
Just leave her and then
But
get another
what
food in the
lurks
means.
inside the subconscious? If the door can only be opened.
Are you serious, monsieur? I thought your interest in psychic detection was purely academic.
What do you suggest we do?
I mean,
The girl presented a confident but sullen
if
mask
you
to the
don't
world.
get her number, then
An expression
when you
more
ring her,
suited to
she
the
is
face
kind
of
of
a
like
delinquent
obviously
youth.
shocked. So it might offer a bit of a humorous conversation.
Fair enough.
But you have to
The
wait
sergeant
till
was a
she- you have to
scrawny
wait till
man
she
in
goes.
his 50s who resembled a constipated chicken.
So maybe do it.
Sergeant Moo?
Ah, Monsieur Stobart, n'est-ce pas?
That's correct. You remember me.
The retention of such data is part of my duty as a gendarme. That is how crime is fought, through attention to detail, not intuition.
Yes, sure. I found this in the street, Sergeant.
That, monsieur, is a newspaper, no?
There's a note written on it. Salah Eddin, 1345.
Aha!
That stumped you, hasn't it?
I have never been stumped, as you put it, in my life, monsieur. It is the name assumed by the clown, no?
Salah Eddin the clown? I don't think so. Look, Sergeant, the inspector gave me his card.
Yes, monsieur. He wants you to advise him if you have any information concerning this case.
Well, I'd be glad to
Yeah,
talk with
it's
him,
weird,
but
so
I don't
weird.
want him working his psycho weirdness on me.
Ah, no, monsieur. You are confusing the science of parapsychology with witchcraft.
Oh, yeah? What's the difference?
We don't do sacrifices.
You know, it occurred to me I said I'm not going to use every item, so I don't know what I'm doing.
I was one of the last people to see the victim alive.
With one exception, I've
Does that
decided.
worry you?
Yes, it does.
Two exceptions.
I
Sewer
feel
key
I
and
kinda-
tissue.
I owe it to him
Yes.
to find his killer.
That is best left to the authorities, monsieur. Did he speak to you? Tell you anything?
No, he just grinned and nodded.
Don't let it trouble you, monsieur. Go home and try to forget.
Home is California. My ticket's not till Thursday.
What is Rosso doing with that girl?
He is giving her the once-over, as you Americans say. Once he gets his teeth into a case, nothing will shake him off.
The missing of the George
See you later, Sergeant.
is really weird there. They've taken out some things, I feel. So remember, don't give him the newspaper till you've spoken to him about everything else.
The
first.
muscular workman wore a morose expression, like a silent warning to leave him to get on with his job. It was a battered metal toolbox.
Hey, stop that! Get away from there! What do you think you're doing?
I was admiring
His mouth
your
used to
toolbox.
move, I swear.
Wait, had a
I'm not
good
a
look, have you? I'm warning you. If you touch it, I'll crack your nut.
Okay, I get your point.
And he doesn't do the thing with the pickaxe, like
Yeah.
bang it into his hand. Yeah,
Because I remember his head moved the wrong way. Like, the upper part of his jaw went up and down instead of his... his head went up and down instead of his jaw.
Hey, you!
I thought you'd been arrested.
No, it was a misunderstanding.
When he pulled that gun, I thought that was it. Those automatics pack quite a punch, you know?
He made a mistake. He thought I was a terrorist.
You? A terrorist? Ha!
He was only doing his duty, I guess. Did you see an old guy with a briefcase?
Wait, silly old coot. Do you know what he said to me? Work fascinates me, he says. I could watch it all day. Quelle bite. I could have knocked his block off.
Did you recognize the old man?
No. Should I have done? Was he a celebrity?
No, but I guess he is now. What's in the toolbox?
What's in the toolbox? As if you didn't know. What's the big deal about tools, anyhow?
They're cool. Tools are civilization.
You don't say.
That's right. Tools are what distinguish us from other animals.
Who are you calling an animal? I've met your sort before, looking down your nose at me because I'm working class, huh? I've a good mind to knock your block off.
You should totally knock George's block off.
What kind of tools do you keep in your box?
Huh? You really are interested in tools?
Sure, like I said, tools are...
Yeah, civilization. So you keep saying.
So, are you gonna show them to me?
Am I? Why, you...
Aw, come on. Just a little peek.
I've got work to do. Find someone else to bother.
Nah, to quote the legendary Macho Man Randy Savage in Spider-Man, I got you for 3 minutes of playtime.
Is that Randy Savage in that film?
Yeah, Bonesaw's played by Randy Savage.
He doesn't look like Randy Savage.
Yeah, it's because it's an acting role. Also, would you recognize Randy Savage without the cowboy hat and sunglasses?
Probably not.
Exactly.
Do you have a tool for lifting manhole covers?
As it happens, I do.
Cool. Lend it to me, just for a few minutes.
No.
Aw, come on.
No. Get your own.
Let me explain what I'm going to do with your manhole lifting tool.
Let me explain what I'm going to do with my pick.
Oh my god, I read that wrong.
In a better mood.
It doesn't get any better than this.
You replaced the pick with the other word.
No, I added an R.
Picker?
Prick.
Oh, prick.
Did you see a clown come by this way?
A clown? Like in a circus?
Yeah, with makeup and a big red nose.
Let me tell you what I'm going to do with my prick.
Not in my experience.
I love the circus, especially the horses.
You haven't answered my question. Have you seen a clown?
You think I've got time to watch everyone who passes by? Some of us have to work for a living.
Look, I know you're busy, but surely you'd have noticed a clown.
I told you already. I didn't see a thing.
He was wearing multicolored baggy trousers and makeup.
He'd be a poor sort of clown if he didn't.
Listen, I have to find that clown. He's a killer.
Say, who are you anyhow? A cop?
No, of course not. I mean, do I look like a cop?
No, but you act like one, sticking your nose in where it's not wanted. How do you know this guy's a killer? Did you see him in action?
Didn't you hear the explosion? The cafe was blown up.
I wondered what that bang was.
Smiling at that?
Any bodies?
Because George has the cold, dead heart of a psychopath.
Merde. I didn't think it was that serious. What about the waitress?
Oh, she's fine.
Thank the saints.
So now can we give him the paper?
Give him the card first.
Would you like to read my newspaper?
Shit.
Doesn't matter.
I haven't got time to read that. Can't you see I'm busy?
You could read it on your lunch break.
10 minutes is all I get. And if my boss had his way, I wouldn't get that. He'd have me on a drip, so I didn't have to stop to eat.
Oh, take the newspaper and quit complaining.
Pah! Look at this. Damn bleeding heart liberals. Tcha! Save the dolphins. Catch them and eat them, I say. All that fuss over a bunch of fish.
Mammals, actually.
That's more like it. Look at the size of those. Like champagne bottle corks, no? Ah, what's this? Saladin running in the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe.
It's a racehorse?
A horse? A legend. Bucephalus reborn, mon ami. Like a streak of lightning she is. Do me a favor, won't you? Keep an eye on my hole. I'm off to put some money on that nag.
What about your toolbox?
Stuff it. Help yourself.
I don't want to keep an eye on your hole, sir.
I'd found just what I wanted.
We found it.
A tool for lifting manhole covers.
We got it.
We did.
Sewer. Sewer. Sewer key. Ho!
It was a huge and weighty-looking engineer's telephone.
Why do you do a double squat?
Alright, try going to the police station and show. Oh no, you can't. Don't worry about it.
Excuse me, Sergeant.
What do you want now?
What do you suppose this tool is used for, Sergeant Moo?
It looks like something an obstetrician would use, monsieur.
It was with tools like this that the clown made his escape.
I don't understand.
He opened up the hole and disappeared into the bowels of the earth.
If you say so, monsieur.
We do say so.
See you later, Sergeant. I examined the jagged glass remaining in the window. It was broken, all right.
You know what I want to happen in Broken Sword 6?
What?
I want it to open with Nico and George having coffee here.
Well, I have seen the trailer, and it shows very early gameplay, but it looks really good. It's just very, very early gameplay. Hopefully there'll be a demo, so...
I keep going to the top because of all the other games.
So, if you want to avoid the huge conversation with the concierge in the next area, you can just either show...
I lifted the cover to reveal what smelled like the entrance to a sewer.
Or you can show him the card of Roslo straight away and basically he'll...
Because we're not going to get anything new out of him.
No. So you might as well just do that.
Down we go. Let's go meet some turtles.
Also, this time you can examine the clown's nose. You'll get
But that is all for next time.
Oh, okay.
Till then, I've been Merrick D'Amato.
And I've been Classic Gamer.
And this has been Broken Sword Director's Cut.
Indeed.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Hi. Thanks for watching. This has been played, edited, and recorded by me, Merrick D'Amato.
And he's been helped by me, Classic Gamer.
You can find a link to Classic's YouTube channel, Classics Gamer, and his Twitch in the description below. Please like, comment, and subscribe.